I believe personally that it's going to get worse before it gets better. I believe that in my heart of hearts. I don't know where heart of hearts came from. I don't know where that became a narrative. But in my heart of hearts, I personally believe that it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to start in all of the major liberal cities. Actually, let me take that back. I believe that it's already started in all of the major liberal cities, and it's going to spread its wings and its tentacles. It's going to start affecting everything that's around us. Because the one thing that we know for sure is that crime is not just based off of proximity anymore. They're spreading out. Over in Los Angeles, they're starting to follow people home and they're robbing them on their way to the crib. Over in New York, migrants is taking over everything and it's going to be a shelter right next to your $1 million home. Squatters is going to take over. Everybody that's over in California, they leaving, they taking their money and they going down to Texas and they running up the bag up there because they're raising inflation. Austin is basically the new Los Angeles. Memphis is out of control. Nashville is full because everybody ran over to Nashville, right? Because Nashville, Tennessee, no state taxes. Property taxes is out of control. Chicago, ditto, supposed to be the model of the Midwest, third largest city in the United States of America. Houston is bluer than Chicago because everybody in Chicago ran down to Houston and everybody from Atlanta joined them. And so not only do they have some zesty, sassy, sassies, and everybody is getting HIV, herpes, and chlamydia all in one bump, and they got to make sure that they take in PrEP. And I just learned that new word, so I'm going to be using that a lot. They got to make sure that they take PrEP. And then also they got to make sure that the baby's eyes are not burning when they have these children because they're having children with herpes. America is burning. America is burning, but it's also for sale. And so when we start to have conversations just based off of politics, diversity and inclusion, defunding the police, and we revisited all of the things that we stood on 4 years ago in 2020, those are all of the things that actually have our country under duress, burning, and going down in the drain. And so one of the things that I was talking about this morning when I dropped the vlog on the Anton Daniels channel was the importance of us to be a lot more fiscally responsible, because the thing that's going to happen is that there's going to be a huge gulf between the haves and the have-nots. And when we run into this next correction, right? And when I say a correction, there's going to be a reset. And this is just my personal opinion. This is what I believe. There is going to be a reset. And when there is a reset, there's going to be people that are in survival mode. And then there's going to be capitalists. The survivors are going to be the majority. It's going to be a majority of the people that's out here living, trying to figure out what it is that they're going to do on a day-to-day basis. And they have no thought for tomorrow, because you can't think about what's going to happen 2 or 3 years from now when you focus on what you got to do today. And so that's the way in which they capitalize off of you, because then they can shove down your throat any interest rate. That's why cash advance places exist in impoverished communities. And it's not just black communities. It's not just the hood. It's impoverished communities everywhere. Where they cut their grass, that dude still need to go and get a cash advance because he ain't got enough money to be able to pay his property taxes, and he ain't got enough food to put on the table. And so he one paycheck away from losing everything, because there's plenty of people that make 6 figures that's one paycheck away from losing everything. And so it's easy for them to hit you with them huge interest rates and the fees that go along with it. And instead of us making the adjustment, we continue to buy because we're consumers, and we continue to play this game of keeping up with the Joneses. But the only people that are going to make it out of this thing with their shirt on their back are the capitalists. And the capitalists understand that we're not worried about what everybody else think, because we just prepared to capitalize off of your pain and your destruction. And listen, I know that you're going to look at me and you're going to say, Anton, that's right, in order for you to say capitalize off of people's pain. And that's how you get rich. Somebody got to buy up your property when you can't afford it no more. Somebody got to go to the auction. Somebody got to go and pick up that foreclosure. Somebody got to take advantage of the fact that you're selling your land at a fire sale because you can't do what you need to do in order to keep it. Somebody got to take advantage of the fact that you keep listening to all of these people telling you to mortgage your property in order to extract more equity out of it and more money so that you can go and get more doors, only to over leverage yourself and put yourself in a position that you can't sustain it. As soon as people move out, as soon as they change the laws, as soon as the property taxes go up, as soon as the people then vacate your property and you can't get it rented out quick enough, or you got to go and fix whatever it is that somebody else do, now you under duress. Now you got to continue to go into this death loop, this doom loop that you can't sustain. And so now you're just looking to get rid of the property, but we're not going to buy it then. We're going to wait till you a little bit more desperate. We're going to wait till you reduce the prices all the way. We might even wait till you lose it. One of the recent properties that I acquired, honest to God, on everything. The real estate agent was telling me, she said, Anton, one of the people that was trying to bid, because I came in and I just swept everybody because everybody was trying to lowball and get it for a deal. One of the people that was actually trying to get the property was the person that lost it in foreclosure. And so they was trying to gather up resources and tap into all of their resources. And she didn't give me the actual sources that they were tapping into, but she said the communication was that they really, really wanted the property back. They really, really wanted the property back. But the person that bought it at the foreclosure or bought it at a discount was very leery about accepting their proposal because it was going to take more development in order to make sure that the property was up to snuff. Basically, tore the house down, hole in the ground, got to make sure that you built, put the gravel and fix the hole because it's now becoming a safety issue, and they got to tear down the shed. But it's a massive property. They lost it. And they were one of the ones that was trying to buy it back. And I felt bad for them at one point, but then I said, we got to go ahead and get this property. We got to go ahead and take care of business. Your loss, our gain. That's what BlackRock do. That's what everybody else do. It's going to be a nation of haves and have-nots, and I feel bad for them. If I decide to build another property, I'll rent one out to them if they qualify. But my point is that one of the things that is important for you to understand is that it's easy to take advantage of people that are operating under duress. And America is already in the first stages of grief, in the first stages of duress. Every day you wake up and you do the same thing over and over again, and you waiting for somebody to give you some relief. You waiting for somebody to come and save you, and nobody is coming to save you. As a matter of fact, not only is nobody coming to save you, all of my modern women and all of my men that's modern out here in these streets, not only is nobody coming to save you, they're coming to take advantage of you. The vultures are circling all around you. They waiting for you to fail. Don't you know that notices already go out in some counties as far as who's already in default of their property taxes, so people are paying attention to who's going to be in duress before you even get there? I get the list all the time. I know who's in default. I know who's in trouble. A lot of times, one of the things that people are doing is they're being proactive and offering to buy their property before it goes into default, and you have nothing. The vultures are circling. And the only way that you're going to be able to survive this is play the game. Now, you may not like the game, but the game is the game. It is what it is. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships. You may not like the quality of women that you have to choose from. You may not like the fact that women got choices to be able to choose him over you, and you can't get mad at him. You can't go over there and fight him because she chose him. The game is the game. The players change, but the game remains the same. It's the same thing when it comes to money. It's always been this way for decades and years. I keep telling y'all, hey, make sure that you go and put your money into assets. If you get in the bag, you're making a lot of money, you in a position where you can then take advantage of 2 jobs at once. Some of y'all, I told y'all, hey, you working from home, leverage it to do this, and do so forth. Now you got to go back into the office. What did you do with all of the money that I told you to stack up and then invest in this and take advantage of that? We do Stock Club. We just had 2 huge hits. We killed it on Vidya. We took profits out before it started to retract. We reinvested our money. We killed it on Rivian towards the end of the year last year in November. We pulled the profits out. We waited till it nosedived. We reinvested back into the company, and then it jumped up another 40%. We took the profits out. I did a live stream telling y'all the importance of taking the profits out, and now we're going to continue the dollar cost average. We liquid. We got money. We don't need to save because we're making sure that we continue to put money in a position to where we can access it within 1 or 2 business days. That way, when we go to closing and you lose your property, we going to take that motherfucker. We coming to get your shit. Yes, we are. We coming to get it. We not going to the garage sales no more. We coming to your crib and we taking your land. We not going to garage sales no more. We not going to wait till you get evicted and then we going to go and pick through your stuff. We going to wait till you get foreclosed on and we going to take your shit. You know why? Because you're not responsible enough to do it for yourself. You're not responsible enough to actually do the thing and not mortgage your grandmother's home. It ain't that you couldn't have had generational wealth. It ain't that you ain't have assets. It's that you didn't value it. And so you were so busy trying to impress other people and you spent all of your money on a Hellcat. You think that the car is going to get you some pussy. It's a nigga that's driving up and riding up on a bicycle that's going to take your chick and bust her down for free. And she going to do it for the same price that you could taking her out of town for. All I'm saying is that there's going to be gnashing of the teeth and there's going to be a correction. It always is. I'm not sure when it's going to come. There's going to be a correction. And either you're going to be on the side of the winners or you're going to be on the side of the losers. There is no in between. There is no middle class. The minute that you throw out of your mind that there's still a middle class is the minute that you then unlock yourself and unlock the possibilities of what if. But you got to grow up and you got to mature and you got to participate and you got to do the research and you need to read and you need to study and you may need to turn off the TV every once in a while in order to be able to add value into your life. And you need to pivot and you need to start investing in your future. Maybe you need to switch gears or switch positions or switch industries that you work in. Maybe you need to invest in your own education. Invest in yourself, invest in your assets, continue to make smart decisions, pare down the amount of money that you're spending in order to impress people, and you need to get your wife and your husband on board so that you can do the thing and then be able to take advantage of this opportunity. One thing that I learned in 2008, 2007, I wasn't ready then. But I said, I'm never going to not be ready to take advantage of what is going to happen in this correction that happens because it always happens over and over again. It happens over and over again. It's going to be a correction, always. But we stay the course because this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. And we put ourselves in a position of power. And it's going to be some people out there that say, well, Anton, everybody can't get rich. Everybody can't do it. I get that. I agree with you. But it ain't going to be me. I'm definitely going to be on the side of the winners. I'm always going to be on the side of the winners. I'm a winner. I've been winning my entire life and we're going to continue to run it up. And so listen, if you with me, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on your notifications. If you're interested in going in a direction with a group of people that's going in the direction that you want to go in, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I love you. I appreciate you. We're going to continue to run it up. I'm going to give you the information. I'm going to show you the receipts. I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to give you everything you need to be successful, but it's up to you to drink. Don't tell me what you need. Don't tell me what you're looking for somebody to save you from. Stop complaining. We use these stories as an example in order to illustrate a point, but it's not the determining factor for what our lives is going to be. We use it, we take the information, and we implement it. And we win. And winners win, and losers is always going to be on that other side of the fence. That's just a fact.